Hey YouTube, BigGoodNewt73 making a knife review. And today we'll be looking at a zero tolerance knife, and in particular we'll be looking at the ZT-0550. Now, this is the box it comes in. This is the new ZT box. Pretty cool. I like how it's has that sort of topographical map look to it. American built. Has the label for the knife right there. So nice box. The knife comes with some just important information, like they call it. It tells you how to open the knife and stuff, but I think it's kind of odd because it's not knife specific. So they just have a ZT-0200 in here that they're showing how everything works. So interesting, but I don't know. It'd be nicer if it was knife specific, but at least they tried. The knife comes in bubble wrap, and it's a very nice knife, the ZT-0550, and obviously this is a Rick Hinderer design, and in my opinion this is one of the closest knives that you can get to a real Hinderer in terms of materials and quality without paying the Hinderer price, which is substantially more. This knife is very nice in my opinion. Has a lot of pros with only a few cons. So where should we start? We'll start off with the handle. The handle on this knife features a black G10 scale over a 410 stainless steel liner with a thick titanium frame lock. Now, one thing you can notice is the liner, that 410 liner, is heavily milled out, which is very nice. And the G10 has this very interesting pattern on it. One thing Kershaw ZT has been trying to do is make their knives with black G10 less boring looking, so they've been incorporating these textures on them, and personally I like it. It looks very nice. The titanium side on this side is it's drilled for tip up, tip down, all sides. I like how large these screws are. They are very large indeed. It has the Hinderer lock bar stabilizer. You can remove that if you want, but there's no point. It's very nice. Very large lanyard hole. I'd say if you guys are familiar with a Para 2, it's about the same size. One thing I like is how these standoffs, they're very large pillory standoffs, very similar to a Hinderer XM18. They have standoffs similar. It's also similar to the Kershaw tilt. So, very cool. I like the way they look. One thing you can do is if you have like a glow-in-the-dark O-ring, you can put them around. So that looks pretty cool. The blade shape on this knife is very awesome. Just a simple drop point blade with it's flat ground with a nice swedge, and features the ZT logo obviously. And on this side, it tells you the model number, 0550, the serial number in the steel, which is S35VN. Very good edge retention so far. I haven't had any issues with it, no edge deformation or anything cutting. The knife came very sharp out of the box, although the edge was very uneven, and it's the edge itself was very uneven. So instead of being like that, let's just say it's like that. So it's hard to explain, but the bevels on either side aren't even. So it still cuts alright, but it is kind of annoying, I suppose. The blade stock on this is 4 millimeters thick, but one nice thing is the swedge makes the tip look like it flares out, which is really cool in my opinion. It looks nice. And the thumb studs also act as the blade stop, and they're very thick, so that's very nice. One nice thing too is that the thumb studs aren't the blade stop in the closed position. It has a pin for that, so it's easy to open from the left or the right hand side. The titanium frame lock is very thick on this knife. Sorry for the bump. Here is a Chris Reeve large Sebenza 21, so you can see it actually is a hair thicker in my opinion at least. And here is a Kershaw tilt. They're about the same. Has a lock bar cut out on the inside, and it looks thin, but the knife is, I don't think it feels weak or anything. It feels just fine to me. The blade came perfectly centered from the factory, which is very nice. And one interesting thing is it has this very heavy jimping down here, which is very nice. Very Hinderer-esque. He does that on a lot of his knives. You can see how thick that nice blade stock is. There's that pattern again. Really, there's not too many negatives for this knife for me. One negative I will say is the liner. That steel liner has some machining marks on it, like right there, right here. I don't know. I think they could have done a better job, but then again, it is a production knife, so my gripes are not that big of a deal. No blade play at all. This knife is rock solid, which is very nice. No blade play in any direction whatsoever. The detent and the opening take a little getting used to. Sometimes people are used to putting their thumb like directly on top of the stud or pushing like perpendicular out this way, but the ZT requires that you sort of come up and then push straight up forward. So you're pushing straight like that, just like that. And it opens up very easily. It's a very smooth opening knife. No hang-ups or anything. It's very nice and smooth. It is a little on the heavier side, but it doesn't feel as heavy as some of its other ZT models. Like the 0350 feels heavier for some reason. I think it's because it's smaller and about the same weight. So, I mean, overall, size-wise, this has like a 3.5-inch blade. I'll do some size comparisons at the end of the video. But it's a very nice knife in my opinion. The jimping on the back of the blade is very good. The ergonomics in this are very nice as well. Fit my hand very well. Overall, I think it's just a fantastic knife for the money. I mean, these go online for about $200, and in my opinion, $200 to get something that has the same materials as a Hinderer knife, like a real XM18. I believe Hinderers are using S35VN. They use the same titanium, the same G10. You know, so really, I mean, the only difference is design, obviously, and fit and finish. The Hinderer XM18 is better, but this knife is no slouch. It'll do pretty much anything you ask for. And if anything should go wrong with it, I don't see anything that would. But if anything does go wrong, ZT will take care of you. They have a stellar warranty, so that's nice. Overall, I highly recommend it. My favorite ZT. I like it more than my 0350. So let's do some size comparisons here, just to get an idea of size. Here it is next to a Chris Reeve large Sebenza 21. Sebenza is a bit bigger. Here it is next to a Spyderco Paramilitary 2, about the same size overall, I'd say. Sorry about that bump. Here it is with a ZT-0350, and with a Spyderco Military, with a Cold Steel Voyager, large, clip point version, and the Kershaw Skyline, and here it is with an SE Izula. So you can see it's a fairly good sized knife. It's not too large, it's not too small. It's sort of a good, just everyday carry size knife in my opinion. So if you're looking for a hard use knife that's not super cheap but not super expensive, sort of a middle of the road knife with USA made, with the great materials and fit and finish and all that jazz, I think the 0550 ZT is an awesome choice. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you appreciated that and found it interesting. Maybe you learned something about the knife that you didn't know before. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.